start again. It's a redskin.
We have already covered all the numeric data types in a great detail. In this session, we are going to discover another data type, that is string. String is a fundamental or primitive data type that cannot be broken down further into simple data type. It can be thought of as a collection of alphabets, digits, or special characters. To declare a string, we need to use either single quote or double quote. For example, a equals to Python is a string. You can check the type of a by using type function, so it is string. If I store 550 within b like this way, then the type of b will be integer type. You can check the type of b, so it is integer. But if I enclose 550 within a single quote or double quote, like c equals to within double quote 550, if I declare 550, then the type of c will be integer. So here the point is, the conclusion is, anything enclosed by either single quote or double quote is a string. For example, p equals to within double quote, if I write, so this value is also a string. Check the type of p, so it is showing string type. Now let's see how does a string value store in memory. To store a string data, Python basically follow the UTF-8 encoding scheme. Before going to understand this UTF-8 encoding scheme, we need to first understand the term UNICODE. So what is UNICODE? The UNICODE standard is the Universal Character Representation Standard for text in computer processing. UNICODE provides a consistent way of encoding multilingual plain text, in which each letter, digit, or symbol is assigned with a unique numeric value that applies across different platforms and programs. As you can see that lowercase a is assigned with the numeric decimal value 97. Similarly, lowercase b is assigned with 98. So in this UTF-8 encoding scheme, it first converts each character of the string to its corresponding Unicode. And then the Unicode of these each characters are converted into 8-bit binary representation. And this binary representation is going to store in memory. For example, here we have a string value that is p equals to hello. In UTF-8 encoding scheme, the Unicode of each character is going to convert it in 8-bit binary representation. And this whole stream of bits will be stored in memory. This is how a string is stored in memory. Now we are going to learn about the notion of slicing in Python. But before that, we need to understand about indexing. I have told you that string is a collection of characters, so we can represent the string like this way. Here we have a string that is p equals to address, and we can index each of these characters from 0, like h has index 0 and e has index 1 and so on. This indexing scheme is known as positive indexing because we have also negative indexing, where we take last character of the string and consider the index of it as -1, then -2 and so on. So positive indexing of first character is 0 and positive index of the last character is n-1, where n is the length of string. In case of negative indexing, the index of first character is -n, where n is the length of the string, and the negative index of the last character is -1. By using this indexing concept, we can print any character from a string. Like we have a string d equals to coding, and we have seen that the first character has the index 0 or the positive index 0, and the second character has the positive index 1. So if I want to print this character, that is O, then we need to write the string name d, and then within square bracket we need to pass the index of that character. In our case it is 1. So if I pass 1 and then if I press enter, now it is showing the character, that is O. Similarly, we can also use the negative indexing concept. As we know that the last character has index -1. and then the second last character has -2. So if I want to print n by using negative indexing concept, then we need to write d, and within square bracket we need to pass -2. Now it is showing the character, that is n. But assume that we need to print multiple characters from a string. For example, we want to print these 4 characters. Okay, then what we need to do, the first approach is we can print like this way: d of 0 1 2, okay, from 2, then again d of 3, d of 4, and d of 5. So we can print like this way, but it is not the efficient one. So here the concept of slicing comes into picture. Assume that we have a string k equals to Python programming, and from this we want to print Python, that is we want to print from index 0 to index 5. To print it, we are going to use the concept of slicing. To do that, we need to first write the name of the string, and then within square bracket first write the beginning index, that is 0 in our case, and then we need to write the end index plus 1. In our case the end index is 5, but we need to write 5 plus 1, that is 6, and we have to give colon between these numbers. Similarly, we can also extract the word programming from the string k. To do that, we need to write 6 as the beginning index, and then 16 plus 1 equal, that is 17, as the end index. Here I have declared the word Python programming. Now if I want to extract Python from this string, then we need to write a, and then within square bracket we need to pass first the starting index, that is 0, because I want to extract Python, so the starting index is 0. Then we need to give colon, and then the end index. So end index is 0 1 2 3 4 5. So here the end index is 5, so we need to pass here 5 plus 1, that is 6. Now if I press enter, so it is showing Python. Now we can also add another argument within square bracket, which is actually optional, but you can use it if it is required for your program. That is the step value. We can add it after the end index. By default the value is 1. That's why if we don't mention it, then it will start printing all the characters from one after another. But if we mention the value of it as 2, then it will start printing the string by skipping one character, and it will print the output something like this. So here we have the string Python programming, and I want to print the whole string by skipping one character. Like it will print p, then it will skip y, and then again it will print t, and so on. So to do that, we need to write the string name a, and then within square bracket we need to pass the starting index, that is 0, and then the end index, that is 16, but we need to pass 16 plus 1, that is 17, and then we need to pass the step value, that is 2. So this is our output. Now what if we don't write the starting index or the end index? Like I want to print the word Python from the string a. So I have mentioned it like this way: a within square bracket. So I have mentioned the end index, but I did not mention the starting index. Now in this case the starting index will be considered as 0. So it will start to print from index 0, and it will print the word Python. Similarly, if we don't mention the end index, then it is going to print up to the end of the string. Now before ending this session, let's conclude some points about slicing. That is, the syntax of slicing is we need to first write the starting index, then we need to write the end index plus 1, and then the step value. The default value of step is 1. If we don't mention the starting index, then it will start from index 0. Similarly, if we don't mention the last index, then it will consider the whole string.